united, and it feels so good.
What hotel are you in? The Luxor? We're mailing it in. Didn't know if my mic was on. I wish you had smell-o-vision at home because this program would be skunkerific.
Yeah, there's a skunk outside of our beautiful, spacious, expansive studios here in downtown Scarborough in Ontario, and it's stinky. Someone attacked the skunk, and he struck back with a stinky smell.
Okay, we'll try to put the smell out of our minds, and a good way to do that is hockey.
Hockey, day 2 of the National Hockey League season, and the debut of, dare I say it, one of the Stanley Cup favorites, your Winnipeg Jets. On the road in St. Louis, these two teams split last year's season series. Patrick Laine scored in 3 of those 4 games. Jets power play. Mark Scheifele keeps it onside. Through the legs feeds Laine. What a shot! 20 of Laine's 44 goals last season came on the man advantage. 1-0 Jets. Second period, Blues man advantage. Connor Hellebuck denies new St. Louis center Ryan O'Reilly. Hellebuck, a finalist for the Vezina a year ago. Look at this blocker save. Incredible stuff. He made 41 saves in this one. Wow. Hellebuck, an incredible save on one end. Adam Lowry goes the other way and scores a beauty 5-hole. Shorthanded, 2-0 Peg City. Minute later, Kyle Connor to his streaking Blake Wheeler. Connor, 4th in rookie scoring a year ago. Jets up 3-0. Looking in mid-season form. Less than a minute later, Jacob Trouba sends it on net. Connor tips it in. 31 goals to lead all rookies last season. Jets score 4 in just over 5 minutes. Here's Paul Maurice after this one.
Is your goaltender that really catches your attention first and foremost tonight?
It would be the goaltender, the save that makes the game 2-0, really. He was just outstanding. I think most of it was shorthanded, where you need your goaltender to be that good. He made a number of really good saves, but the spark, right? You get a guy like that playing that kind of game, it inspires you to push a little harder.
Senators open their season against the Hawks. Ottawa finished with the 2nd worst record in the NHL last season. This is very touching. Before the game, in honor of Jonathan Petra, who passed away in April, his mother, Tina, dropped the ceremonial puck. Jonathan was a huge part of the Sens family. He'll be remembered through the Jonathan Petra Award, handed out to the hardest working player in Senators development camp. Great move by the Sens. 1-0 Hawks in the first. Zach Smith's shot hits a body in front. It's it! Smith, he was waived by the Sens before the start of the season. Gets the Sens' first goal of the season. How weird's that? With the departure of Erik Karlsson, new era in Ottawa, rookie D-man Max Lajoie initiated into the league with a victory lap ahead of his NHL debut. Lajoie drafted in the 5th round in 2016. Guess what he does in the first? Lajoie only had 1 goal in 56 games in the AHL last season. Guess who's there? Mom and Dad. Still tied at 2. Lajoie, seeing time on the power play, dishes to Colin White, scores! Lajoie 2 points in his first period in the NHL. 3-2 Sens after 1. Hawks tied it late in the 3rd, so overtime. Here we come. Gord Miller on the call, and what a backhand by Patty Kane. Hawks win it. Lajoie on his NHL debut.
It's pretty crazy. I mean, wasn't sure what I was feeling after I scored. It was just pure joy and just happy that my parents could be there to see that.
And this one was wild. Caps and Pens, 75th meeting for Sidney Crosby and Alexander Ovechkin between regular season, postseason, and international play. Crosby leads the head-to-head in points and wins, 2-2 in the first. Ovechkin, beautiful redirect here. 2nd of the year. 1 goal shy of tying Bobby Hull for 17th on the all-time goals list. You're going to go out on a limb. I'm going to say right now, Alex Ovechkin will be a Hall of Famer. Crosby responds to the second, can't beat Holtby, sticks with it, finds Chris Letang. His shot gets through traffic, and we're tied at 3. Crosby's 100th point going head-to-head with Ovi. Later, same period, Crosby on the forecheck. Got a little move with the stick there, forcing the turnover. And eventually, Jake Gensel. Gensel with his second of the game. He had 8 points against the Caps in last year's playoffs with 7 minutes to play. Gino Malkin with a brutal turnover. TJ Oshie, second of the year, Caps within 1. Then 21 seconds after that, Oshie will tip home another to tie it. They initially waved it off. Thought it was a high stick. The refs reversed that call. Mike Sullivan is livid. Livid. We're going to OT. Tom Hanks is in town. He's filming the Mr. Rogers movie. Penn's 4-on-3 power play. Malkin, Letang, goal. Tom Hanks, why don't you get a shot of that with your phone? All right, Tom Hanks. Pittsburgh winning a really.
Deflategate, you remember that. The Colts were the ones that blew the whistle on the Patriots and their deflated balls back in 2015. Well, guess what? For the first time since all of that, the Colts stepped onto the field in New England. Julian Edelman playing his first game in 606 days. His last action came in Super Bowl 51, was suspended for PEDs. New England's opening possession, Edelman, 3 catches for 28 yards. Brady went 9 for 9 on the touchdown drive. Brady into the game, 14 and 4 in his career against the Colts. Second quarter, 3rd and goal. Brady over the top. His first rushing touchdown of the season, 14-0 Patriots. Under 2 minutes to go in the half. Brady to James White. Career touchdown number 499 for Brady, 21-3 Pats. Final minute, Andrew Luck under pressure. Intercepted by Patrick Chung, who does his best Karate Kid impression. I don't know, I didn't see the movie. I'm just going by what someone wrote.
You didn't see the original Karate Kid?
Haven't had time. Third quarter, Pats up 24-10. Brady looking for touchdown number 500 to Rob Gronkowski. Elbow intercepted. Led to a Colts touchdown, gets them to within 7. Next, Pats possession. He had about 8 minutes. Touchdown number 500 for Tom Brady goes to Josh Gordon, the 71st different receiver to catch a touchdown from Brady. Another new NFL record set by Brady as the Patriots roll 38-24.
Clayton Kershaw, a free agent at season's end. So credit to the Dodgers for having the cojones to start Hyunjin Ryu instead of their lefty ace in Game 1 of the NLDS against Atlanta. With more, let's go to this tweet about our new plant that we were having difficulty naming. That is until Raymond, one of our genius viewers, said, name the plant Jacques, of course. Brilliant, Raymond. Yasiel Puig following Monday's tiebreaker victory.
Hey, Atlanta, I see you soon, baby. And the next one, Chicago, Colorado, no matter who's going, we're going to beat it. And we're going to the World Series again. And this time, we're going to win the World Series.
Yeah, I love Puig. I think he's great. How about this? Jock Peterson, a friend of SportsCenter with Jay and Dan, leads off the bottom of the first inning on a beautiful night in L.A. with a home run out of the reach of Ender Inciarte. The Dodgers kicking it off. It's 1-0. Later in the first, Puig, bases loaded, full count. Mike Fultonevich gets him swinging, and the Braves escape further damage. Bottom 2, Fultonevich facing another pair on. Max Muncy, this guy is unbelievable. 3-run shot. Doyer's up 4-0. After the inning, Brian Snitker telling Fultonevich, your name's too long. He goes just 2 innings, giving up 4 earned. There is Ryu.
There are a few guys
Top 4, 1 out. Facing dual citizen Freddie Freeman. And this is no problem for Manny Machado. Ryu thought that was the end of the inning. Machado says, no, that's 2.
Well, Ryu forgot how many outs.
Ryu. He's great.
In the postseason.
Gets the third out against Nick Markakis. Sixth inning, man on first.
And then
Ryu gets the strikeout. Then you miss Manny Randall. Gets Ronald Acuna Jr. for the strike him out, throw him out. Ryu went 7, struck out 8, gave up just 4 hits. Sandy Koufax gave him a standing O, and the Dodgers win.
who stole 16.
Rockies and Brewers, game 1 of the NLDS, the 2 hottest teams in baseball. Christian Yelich, one of the hottest players in the majors through the second half of the season. Browns QB Baker Mayfield showing his support for the Brewers All-Star. How? Posted this photo to his Twitter with the caption, MVP. Yelich at the dish in the third. Our good friend Kenny Albert on the call. Yelich putting the Brewers on the board with a 2-run shot to center. First career playoff home run for Yelich in his first playoff game. Brick Crew up 2-0. The Rockies were held to just 1 hit through 8 innings. After back-to-back singles to start the ninth, Charlie Blackmon drives one into the right field corner. Fair ball. Gerardo Parra around to score from second. Hang on. Replay. This ball could not be any closer to the line. The umps reviewed it, and they called it back. So Blackman's at bat continues. 4 pitches later, Blackmon puts it through the right side. Tying run moves into scoring position as Parra comes in to score. So Rockies cut the lead to 1. After an error loaded the bases, Nolan Arenado up with nobody out. That'll be deep enough. Sac fly, scores the tying run. They're scoring just 1 run in their past 20 innings. The Rockies rally to score 2 in the 9th and force extras. Bottom 10, 2 on, 2 out for the veteran who they acquired for these reasons. Mike Moustakas, 0-2 pitch, foul tip. Tony Wolters couldn't hang on to it for the final out. At bat continues. Very next pitch. Moustakas with the walk-off RBI single, second postseason walk-off in franchise history as the Brewers take game 1. Up next, with Conor McGregor set to make his return to the octagon for the first time in 2 years at UFC 229 on Saturday, Ariel Helwani will join us to break it all down.
You're watching Jay and Dan as we continue showing you what happened on day 2 of the NHL season. Henrik Zetterberg retired after 15 years in Detroit. Great suit. Columbus starting the year on back-to-back games. Joonas Korpisalo between the pipes. Where's my buddy? Halfway through the second, the Corporal, Korpisalo, left out to dry, and a wide-open Dennis Cholowski beats him for his first career goal. Overtime needed. Gustav Nyquist, stopped by Korpisalo, who finished with 18 saves. The Corporal, number 70 in your program. Minutes later, it's the Bread Man finishing it off. Artemi Panarin beats Jimmy Howard. Beaches beat the Wingies 3-2. Ali Lama making his debut. Rasmus Dahlin, first overall pick, 4th youngest defenseman over the last 20 years to make his NHL debut. Sabres hosting Boston. The youngster preventing Jake DeBrusk from getting a quality scoring chance. The 18-year-old with just over 22.5 minutes of ice time. That's a lot. That's a ton. Brad Marchand. He messed up Lars Eller in game 1 of the Bruins season, and here he finds Zdeno Chara, who goes blocker side on Carter Hutton to open the scoring. Former Prince George Cougar. Then on the power play, Dries Bergeron to Marchand to Ryan Donato. The Bees looking pretty good. Marchand, 2 assists in the opening period. Second period, Marchand beats Patty Berglund to the loose puck. He spots Dave Krejci. He spots David Pastrnak. Marchand had 4 assists in this game. Yaroslav Halak, 32 saves, 43rd career shutout.
How does the season kick off and teams are already playing on back-to-back nights? I don't get that.
Hey, you gotta cram them in.
Chara, season number 21.
Amazing.
That is unbelievable. The final news conference ahead of UFC 229 was held on Thursday, where Conor McGregor was late, leaving Khabib alone with the media, fielding all of the questions since no one else was there with him. And a man who was at that newsroom in Vegas is ESPN's MMA insider and proud Canadian, Ariel Helwani. Ariel, Connor, he was late, which is usually the case for him. So we kind of saw two separate and very different personalities at the podium. Did Connor miss an opportunity to get into Khabib's head maybe more than he already is?
Well, Dan, I have to be honest. We used to be colleagues. A little hello, how are you? How are things? Congratulations on your new deal. I would then congratulate you guys. Like, what are we getting right? No foreplay here? We're just getting right into things?
Producer
Jeez,
Tim says get right into it.
Yeah, Tim makes us rush through these interviews, Ariel.
My, oh my. Okay, I guess we're going to get right into it. It's all business-like now. Let's forget about those years in LA. Anyhow, you know, look, it was unique. It was very strange. You know, Khabib said yesterday that this press conference was scheduled to start at 3 p.m. Pacific time, and he would be out there at 3 p.m. Pacific time, and he would not wait for Conor McGregor. And guess what? He's a man of his word. He was out there at 3 p.m. Pacific time alone, starting to field some questions, and Dana White comes out, and Conor was nowhere to be found. He came 30 minutes late. The unfortunate part was that by the time Conor showed up, Khabib left, and we never got them going back and forth. We never got them squaring off. And I have to be honest, I felt a little let down. You know, it was fun. It was theater. It was kind of interesting to watch it all unfold. But I feel like it was a bit of a letdown. The people wanted to see them go back and forth, and unfortunately, we didn't get that.
And at the same time, Ariel, when it comes to Khabib, you don't really get a lot of back and forth, right? He's pretty stoic compared to Conor. But the Irish were well represented, as they always are. They travel well. Do you think Khabib felt outnumbered up there somewhat?
Well, look, Khabib, I think, felt at the first press conference in New York, which was not open to the public, that he couldn't really, you know, set the tone and control the narrative. So in this case, I think he thought, all right, I'm just going to come out early and I'm going to hold court. And I actually thought he did a phenomenal job. And look, as you just mentioned, Jay, that, you know, the crowd was very pro-Conor. It was a very partisan Conor crowd. And he was able to actually get in a few zingers of his own in there. I also thought that leaving, you know, before Conor showed up, you know, that was his way of saying, I'm not going to be on your time. Nate Diaz did this sort of thing. I think Khabib did it a little more effectively. He said, I'm not going to wait for you anymore. This thing's supposed to start at 3. You're always late. You need to respect my time. Now, is this a way of Khabib telling us that Conor's a bit under his skin in his head? I mean, I think you can make that assumption. I think you can make that argument, but at the end of the day, I think it's good on Khabib that yesterday he said, I'm showing up at 3 p.m. Pacific. I'll answer questions. If there's nothing else to answer, I'm out of here, and he did just that.
Tim is just screaming in our ear.
Tim is absolutely furious right now. So Ariel,
how's your hotel room? Is it a nice hotel room?
We'll let you go. Ariel, we love talking to you, my friend. Enjoy the fight. We'll talk to you soon.
Can you see the pool?
Okay. Yes, it's great. Thanks, guys.
Montreal, Quebec's own Ariel Helwani. What a great guy. Conor McGregor's return to the Octagon headlining this Saturday's pay-per-view event. But first, you can catch the prelims for UFC 229 at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on TSN 5. I cannot wait. I'm going to be ordering that up. I'm going to be watching the prelims. I'm going to be eating turkey. You want to come on over?
Isles and Canes, both teams have new coaches. Barry Trotz, fresh off winning a cup in Washington, and Rod Brindamore, who is the most in-shape player on the Canes. Second period, Valtteri Filppula waits. Fin hole on Peter Mrazek. Mrazek signed a 1-year deal in Carolina. That's Filppula's first goal as an Islander, played the last 2 seasons with the Flyers. Thomas Greiss stops a one-timer. Greiss stopped the first 43 shots he faced. Under 2 minutes left in the third. Jordan Stahl deflects it past Greiss. Ties it at 1. 40 seconds into OT. Islanders man advantage. Matthew Barzal to Josh Bailey. I'll be having some of that in my coffee on Saturday. Trotz gets his first win with his new team.
Let's check out us in a canoe dragging a Janny behind us. It's our favorite and least favorite place from Thursday. We go back to that incredible game between the Caps and Pens that ended 7-6 in overtime. Sidney Crosby stopped by Braden Holtby. We didn't get to show a ton of saves in the highlight.
China Open. Malik Zeri taking on Alex Zverev.
you believe it? Showtime.
Zverev in 3 sets. Alec Jaziri.
Phoebe Yao. UL International crown. Shot hits the lip. It's lodged in there. She was forced to take it out with her hand and take a one-stroke, unplayable live penalty. Brutal.
Rockies Brewers NLDS Game 1. Chris Iannetta grounds it to the hole. Orlando Arcia. Nice play. Playoff baseball. There's nothing better.
Weird one from Ottawa. Part of the pregame entertainment included giant beach balls being dropped into the crowd, but they were heavy, and apparently some parents had to shield their children from the beach balls.
And they were knocking over beers as well, according to Brent Wallace. Brent was not consuming beer, he just noticed it.
No, we don't know that for sure.
Holtby. What a stomp on Jake Gunsel.
If Brent was consuming beers, that would explain so much about his personality over the years that we've known him. This was an incredible save. Connor Hellebuck on Ryan O'Reilly. Hellebuck, incredible on Thursday.
Another weird one from Ottawa. Andreas Martinson's jersey is name misspelled with an O instead of an E. At some point, someone noticed, and they got him a new one with the correct spelling. Do you not test the
How
balls?
does that happen? Do you not look, or do you just assume and then you go back to the NHL media guy and be like, oh, you have to do another one?
Kawhi Leonard's going to make his home debut Friday night when the Raptors host Melbourne United of the National Basketball League, the Raptors' biggest offseason acquisition. Looking forward to seeing what Toronto's home crowd has
It's
to
going to be a great experience. It's going to be my first time, being in a home crowd, being on the home team here. But I don't know. Everybody says it's a great energy and vibe. I'm just ready to live in a moment and see it for myself. But I heard stories about it, basketball not being the first sport here. But the fans come out to every baseball game, every basketball game, hockey game. I'm hearing so. I just got to see, like I said, I just got back to the city, was away for 10 days, and I'll see what the city's about.
Yeah, he finally gets to see Toronto. You can see Kawhi's Toronto preseason debut on Tangerine Raptors basketball as the Raps take on Melbourne.
I like this picture of Kawhi here. It's like, yeah, I don't really want to take this picture.
7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on TSN 2.
All right, William Nylander missed the Leaf season opener and is still in his native Sweden. As his agent tries to get a new contract done, Nylander gave an interview to Swedish publication Aftonbladet. And when was asked about his contract situation and when it might be resolved, he said, I have no information. I haven't spoken to Toronto. My agent's handling everything. When asked about losing money, Nylander said, of course it's a lot of money, but in the end, I must look to do what is right for me and what me and my agent think is right, especially if it's a multiple-year thing. I have to think long-term. It's my own future. He's asked if he watched the Leafs' overtime win against the Canadiens. Nylander said no, but I watched the highlights on SportsCenter with Jay and Dan this morning. I want to play, but the situation is what it is. But I want to stay in Toronto.
I think he'd be in Toronto. Anyway, that's a long
he's going
flight.
home.
It's a long flight, though.
It's 6-7 hours.
Yeah, you signed the deal. You want to be in the lineup that night.
Maybe you want a couple more nights in Stockholm.
Captains forward Tom Wilson intends to appeal his 20-game suspension for his illegal hit to the head on Blues forward Oscar Sundqvist. That's according to head coach Todd Reardon. Wilson stands to forfeit over $1.2 million in salary if the full suspension's upheld. He'd not be able to return until November 21st.
This is interesting because it was a really long suspension, but at the same time, as Craig Button pointed out on this program the other night, this is the 4th infraction in the last year?
Yeah, if it was a first-time offender, Craig said it would have been like 4 or 5 games.
They had to send a message. Well, the NHL season, as you know, Dan, is underway. And NHL beat reporters are in mid-season form as we see in the Season 2 debut of Scrum Lurkers with a brand new graphic.
An angle in front of a bench celebrated 7-0 game.
Yes. Mark Masters.
Late to the party, Masters.
Masters finally gets into Scrum Lurkers. Maybe the greatest segment in Canadian
And
television
again,
history.
most reporters love it. Other guys, oh, I can't believe it. Hey, we're not making fun. We're just, hey, you're doing your
we're
job.
just laughing at you and how silly you look in Scrum. We're not making fun of you.
Yeah.
Tim Hortons NHL trading cards are back. They're available right now at participating Tim Hortons restaurants for $1 with a qualifying drink purchase.
Yeah, there's multiple limited edition autographed cards, yada, yada, yada.
Now, we should mention that you're very upset. You feel someone stole your Sidney Crosby hockey card.
Yeah, remember, I got the gold Sidney Crosby card.
Well, you got Phil.
It's gone missing.
You got Duchesne, friend of the show. You got Voracek.
Still no gold Sidney Crosby.
Okay, I got Seth Jones. He's going to win the Vezina this year.
The Vezina.
Galchenyuk, just hanging out.
Seth's not winning the Vezina.
No. Yeah, Galchenyuk. Yikes, that's a tough one. And there's Jeff Carter. Jeff Carter said the other day, he's a cool dad.
Really?
Yeah,
Every dad thinks that.
but I actually am. Did you see that new leather jacket I bought?
I have a confession.
Oh, here we go. It's like Sunday morning. Here we go.
I have not seen Karate Kid, and I've never seen an Air Bud movie either.
I've never seen an Air Bud movie, but this Karate Kid thing throws me for a loop. Like, even no birthday parties as a kid. Did you go to any of those?
No, I didn't. On this week's Jay and Dan podcast, producer Tim stops by to tell us his turkey recipe. He just soaks it in Diet Pepsi.
All our errors. I said the Tim Hortons drive-thru was written and produced by Sarita Patel. It was actually Eric O'Neill.
Okay.
Rico. So I apologize for that. I also said Seth Jones could win the Vezina. That's impossible. He's a defenseman. I meant Norris Trophy. Dan, the fact that you didn't watch The Karate Kid is a massive. You blew it. You also said Tom Wilson was a captain's forward. I think you meant Capitals forward. And then your mic was not on to start the show. Your mic, you thought your mic was on, but it was.
Was my mic on, Nabesy?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, it was.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes when... Anyway, I don't want to get into it. It's too long. And producer Tim blew it by losing my Sidney Crosby gold Tim Hortons card.
Now, producer Tim maintains that he did not lose it. In fact, he was trying to protect it. But that does sound a little shady, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'll protect your jewels.
Yeah, by taking them home to my home.
Note to James Duffy, that's how you greet insiders.
That's right. And Bob the...
Sorry.
Are you okay?
Just so stupid. What is this top 10? You're wearing a cup, that hurts.
I said Andre Vasilevsky was the only player in our TSN top 50 NHL
Only
players.
goalie. Only goalie.
I said he was the only goalie. I guess you'd have to have at least 49 other players. One thing about Plenty, I'll say this.